Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, December 14th. And we'll combine today's forecast with the final winter forecast. And if we put the time lapse into motion, you can see as the day goes on, we see the sunshine come out and temperatures warm, and you can see all the steam coming off the dryers as we dried some corn. Certainly a much slower day as many of our producers now finishing up. And as the afternoon warms up and the sunshine comes out, you watch and see this snow melt off. Kind of interesting to watch that happen on time lapse. As far as the headlines go, a few showers mixed with freezing rain and snow up to the north where winter weather advisories are in effect, and we'll see most of the areas from northwest to southeast clear out here this afternoon with lots of sunshine, temperatures up around 40 or even in the low 40s. It'll make for a pretty nice day, especially after the way we start this morning off with a lot of icy roads across much of central lower Michigan. Our normal high is 32, the normal low is 19, and as far as yesterday, we had a high of 36, a low of 26, with a 100th inch of precipitation prior to midnight, but we've had definitely more than that since then, but it's fallen in the form of freezing rain, so we'll have to melt that down, and we'll edit the database after that. You can see December 2 degrees per day above normal, so far pretty mild December. Sun's rise this morning at 8:03. It'll set tonight at 5:03. And if we look at the lower peninsula right now, you can see the winter weather advisories across much of eastern and northeastern lower Michigan, including Saginaw County up into Midland, Isabella County for that freezing rain. Here in northeast Gratiot County, we have a 3-hour delay at Breckenridge schools. The dirt roads are an absolute ice skating rink out there. Don't think that's going to improve a whole lot, but the paved roads aren't too bad. As temperatures begin to climb, we'll see that ice eventually melt off. Still be careful on the rural dirt roads out there. It'll be icy probably into the early afternoon hours. And you can see some of the rain gauges showing about 1/4 of an inch in different areas, but you notice nothing showing up at Lakeview and Breckenridge. That's because our gauges are froze up from the freezing rain. And if we look at the radar, you can see that rain showers and that mix, especially once you get into around the M46 corridor off to the north. Again, very icy conditions across portions of the Thumb and northeast lower Michigan, even into the mid-Michigan area. But again, this will eventually all move off to the southeast, and high pressure will come in with some sunshine this afternoon, making for a nice change to the day. As far as the extended outlook, the 6 to 10 day outlook, warmer and drier than normal. But then we've talked about that change, possibly significant change coming up as we got around the holidays or after the holidays. And you can see the new 8 to 14 day outlook calling for near normal temperatures as we begin to develop a trough. And I think you'll see this area get colder here over the next several days on the extended outlook, and warmer across the west as we see ridging develop there. And as far as the forecast goes here in the short term, over the next 5 days, once we get past this morning, we have plenty of sunshine coming up over the weekend into early next week, with temperatures up around 40 degrees this weekend, dropping a little bit into 30s. Much of next week looks like we'll see temperatures in the mid-30s to around 40. So overall, pretty mild conditions for next week. But then we see some changes coming up beyond that. It'll send our temperatures maybe down into the mid and upper 20s for highs, and lows getting back into the teens. More winter-like weather, again, by late next week as it looks right now. And my winter weather outlook here updated today. This will be the final forecast. You can see typical El Nino, what we expect, warmer and drier across the north, a more active jet stream across the south. And I think this is going to be a little farther north, and I think the big concerns for the winter may be a lot of severe weather across the deep south and the southeast states, with a higher than normal amount of tornadoes expected with that active jet stream. Now, last month we looked at some of the signs for a warm winter, which would be definitely the El Nino, and a lot of the sea surface temperatures very warm. But notice that the warmest temperatures in the eastern areas, INSO 1.2, this is often can lead to a early winter, early November, December cold, and then it moderates into a quite mild second half of December into January. This year it looks like it doesn't necessarily mean that'll be the case. We have a very cold signal with all that warm sea surface temperatures in the Gulf of Alaska. And then one thing we look for is, for colder weather, is colder than normal sea surface temperatures to the west of Australia and warmer to the east. And as we put the time ahead to currently where we're standing, you can see that big differential, and that is definitely a cold sign for the eastern U.S. and storminess. And then look at this extremely warm sea surface temperatures in the Gulf of Alaska, even more pronounced now than it was 30 days ago. And also a Modoki type El Nino looks like it's developing, is now significantly warmer waters now in the western Pacific versus the eastern Pacific, and that could definitely also be another positive sign if you like winter weather across the Midwest and eastern U.S. We're not going to radically change my snowfall or temperature forecast, but certainly the trend has been that we may see some definitely cold and winter conditions coming up. Also, a big stratospheric warming event took place, and that has a tendency to dislodge the polar vortex, and that may be an issue that we come across here in the next couple of weeks here once we turn this pattern into a colder situation. Now, if we look at Weather Bell here back in August, this was their preliminary temperature forecast for the months of December through February, calling for that colder than normal temperatures across much of the southeastern U.S. And as far as snowfall, or rather now you can see that they've even extended that colder forecast further back to the northwest. And as far as snowfall, you can see not a whole lot has changed as far as the amount of snowfall, with the area located just a little bit more fine-tuned across the southeast. And here's my forecast again. I think we'll drop the temperatures a little bit more. Our normal snowfall is 40 inches. I've upped that. I had it at around 45 inches. Now I think we could see around 47 to 53 inches. Obviously, November didn't hurt the cause at all with the 11 inches of snow we had versus the normal at 3. So again, I think near to slightly below normal temperatures. Now, especially as we head towards the end of December, January, and February, look quite cold right now. And as far as snowfall, again, above normal. Precipitation, however, will be near to maybe slightly below normal. But again, if that precipitation falls more in the form of snow, that's where you get your above normal snowfall. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great work week and weekend. Thanks for stopping by, and 73s to all.